Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. Alright, it's going to be a couple of days before Honkai Star Rail is officially released. As you can see right now, I've pre-downloaded the game. I highly recommend you guys to do that as well. Alright, just pre-download the game in advance. Now, if you guys are not aware, there's a couple of changes that came in recently in the game. Alright, so this is first found out in the Bilibili website. Let me see if I can pull it up and show it to you guys. This is where we can see some of the characters are apparently receiving a little bit of changes. Very minor buffs and nerfs to some characters. Brightone did manage to compile all of this in one particular blog thread. So we're going to try to look at it, glance through it, and try to understand if this is going to affect any of the tier lists from the CBT moving forward. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Okay, so character changes. Keep in mind that the official images found in the post are missing skill multipliers. This means we can't tell if a character get nerfed or buffed in that regard, and we can only notice the changes on the mechanic side of the skill. Alright, so if you can see, this is the official one. Yes, a lot of this skill, they are missing the multiplier. They don't really include it. Mostly it's just a skill description and stuff. So yeah, take all of this with a grain of salt. It's hard to know how big the impact is, but there's a chance that the old tier list that you guys are looking at regarding during the CBT might not even be applicable anymore. So that's something to always take into consideration before jumping into any conclusion, deciding on which character you're trying to pull. Now let's have a look at Bronya. So Bronya is regarded as one of the better characters to get or obtain or pull for, but apparently her skills got adjusted. Now as you can see, dispels a debuff from a single ally, advances forward their actions by 100%. and increase their damage by X% for 1 turn. So Bronya has this ability where she can transfer her turn to someone else, and she just basically allows them to move again. Makes her a really strong sort of support unit, right? This skill is changed to, there's one special condition that's been added here. If this skill is used on Bronya, it will not trigger the action is advanced forward by 100%. So this is a pretty important change, as one of the most popular builds in final beta for Bronya rely on her using her skill on herself to gain free energy and keep near permanent uptime on her ultimate. Okay, so that makes sense. So when you use skill on yourself, you are going to get the points to put into the ultimate. So you will not use this tactic in every team, so the change won't really impact the majority of the players. Alright, but it's a very broken mechanic apparently that you can, allow yourself to get buffed by this skill. Not sure if this is going to impact her as a whole. Now let's look at Welt. Welt's skills have some wording, and the only thing that seems to have changed is one of his major traces. Alright, so this is going to be... major traces is like one of the passive ability that you get when you reach certain ascension level, right? So before increases Welt's ultimate damage by 25%. Now after using the ultimate, the targets affected by it will receive more damage for X amount of turns. Alright, seems like some sort of damage amplification as opposed to just this particular one. This seems to be an improvement based on what I can read right now, because before this he only improved his ultimate damage. After the buff, it seems like they will basically receive more damage for X number of turns. Receiving more damage is, assuming it's going to be 25% as well, it's going to be much more flexible. So that means you are going to amplify the damage received not just from ultimate but from skill, from normal attack, and that's going to be very beneficial overall, right? So that will make Welt really strong actually. He's going to be way more viable than a lot of other characters, it seems. Alright, Himeko. So let's see, this is going to be something to keep in mind. Now apparently Himeko's one was released in English, so that's something that we can have a look at. This is from the HoYoLab official page. I'll have the link to you guys in the description below, but as you can see, no particular, what do you call that, modifiers or multipliers yet. Before, basic attack has 80% chance, base chance to burn enemies for 3 turns. Alright, 80% chance. When inflicted with burn, enemies will receive fire DOT damage equal to 30% of Himeko's basic attack damage at the start of each turn. Now, they have since changed it. Himeko's attacks will have X% chance to inflict burn on enemies for X number of turns. So this seems to be kind of an improvement, because before only the basic attack will have 80% chance to apply burn. But after, apparently Himeko's attacks, which means it's gonna include her skills, her ultimate, and her basic attack. So more chance for her to be able to apply fire DOT in general. So definitely a very good buff moving forward. Now, Light cone, apparently there's quite a number of huge ones right here. As you can see, 5-star light cones belong to the 7 characters available on the newbie banner has received numerical changes. Okay, so let's have a look. Well, light cone. So light cone, if you guys are not aware, is going to be pretty much the weapon for Honkai Star Rail. Alright, it's going to be the main thing that you equip. There's relics, which is like artifacts equivalent, and light cone, which is like weapon equivalent, right? So let's have a look. For Welt's one, increases the wearer's damage to the buffed enemies by 20%, so that's going to be improved to 24%. So when the wearer uses their skill, the effect hit rate for this attack is increased by 20% and attack increased by 20%. Seems like this one is changed to 18 and attack increased by 24%. Alright, a good rebalance here, but I do think that this is going to be a buff overall, because from 20 to 24%, that's quite a huge, that 4% is definitely going to be very, very helpful. Let's have a look at Gepard. Wearer's defense 24%, effect hit rate is going to increase, as opposed to 20, increase to 24%, and that's pretty much it. So again, very small buff right here, but maybe that's going to make Gepard much more viable. Let's have a look at Himeko's light cone. For every enemy on the field, increases the wearer's attack by 8%, up to 5 times. Now it's going to be 9%, okay? And when an enemy is inflicted with weakness break, okay, the wearer's damage increases by 24% and now will be improved to 30%. Again, good buff for Himeko overall. Definitely, this is going to be very helpful moving forward. Sleep Like the Dead, Yanqing light cone, increases the wearer's crit damage by 32%. That is going to be reduced, okay? This is going to be a nerf for Yanqing. When the wearer's basic attack or skill does not result in a crit hit, increase their crit rate by 40% previously, now it's reduced to 36%. Alright, so this effect can only be triggered by 1 every 3 turns. Okay, so Yanqing is going to get slightly nerfed. As for Clara, increase the wearer's attack by 20%, increase to 24%. Okay, that's a huge buff. When the wearer defeats an enemy, immediately restores HP. 6% become 8% of the wearer's attack. At the same time, the wearer's damage increases by 20%, which now has been increased to 24% until the end of the next turn. Now this effect cannot stack and can only trigger 1 time per turn. Okay, very good buff for Clara right there. Bronya light cone. Alright, increase the wearer's energy regeneration rate by 8% previously, now becomes 10%. Okay, so that's going to be a good buff moving forward for sure. Bronya is getting that buff. Bailu's light cone, and this is going to be the last one. It seems like a huge buff right here. Increases the wearer's max HP by 12%. Now has increased to 18%, okay? So when the wearer heals allies, record the amount of outgoing healing. When any ally launches an attack, a random attack enemy takes additional damage equal to 50% of the recorded outgoing healing value. Now that 50% have since been reduced to 36%. Okay, so that's a bit of nerf right there. This additional damage is not the same type as the wearers, is not affected by other buffs and can only occur 1 time per turn. So overall, I would say this is definitely a good balancing one. Keep in mind, this is the light cone. For the most of these are, I believe, are 5-star, right? And very likely, majority of the players are not going to pull for the 5-star light cone. It's like equivalent of 5-star weapon in Genshin Impact, right? Most of the players are still going to use 4-star weapons. A lot of characters are going to be viable and strong enough actually with 4-star weapons. You know, you don't really need to pull for 5-star light cones in general. That's just the gist of it, but hopefully with this knowledge in turn, make sure you guys educate yourself of which one will be the best one to pull for if you guys are trying to get any of this. Alright, so with that being said, that's gonna be it for this video. Honkai Star Rail 26th of April. That's gonna be in a couple of days. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys hyped? Are you guys excited? I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like. Have a nice day. Goodbye.